Hey two-wheeled friends, welcome back to the two-wheeled channel. I'm out here on my 2011 Honda Fury, watching this vehicle in front of me driving the grass. I don't know what they got going on. Anyways, I've recently had a subscriber ask, hey two-wheeled, what is the best daily motorcycle to ride? Well, let's talk about that. Let's roll the intro. We're just gonna turn. So the best motorcycle to ride daily, or the best daily motorcycle, what's the proper wording in that? But yeah, anyways, that can be pretty subjective depending on the kind of riding that you are going to do. I mean, how far do you have to ride? You know, do you have a 5-minute commute, or do you have a 1-hour commute? I mean, because that really can make all the difference in what the best motorcycle is for like a daily rider. And daily riding around here in South Dakota, you know, summertime, yeah, I mean, if you don't mind the occasional rain shower and riding in the rain and all that, I mean, you can have a daily rider. Now, typically I have to where, let me rephrase that, I typically don't like to ride in the rain if I can avoid it. Like if I know there's a pretty good chance of rain shower, I'm not going to ride, and you guys have heard me talk about this. But being that I've been seeing how many consecutive days I can ride, I've pushed the limits a little and have ridden in the rain a bit. And then of course winter time around here, can't really ride daily, but during the season. And I'm gonna break this down a little bit, just of like what the best daily riding motorcycle is in the two-wheeled garage. So in the two-wheeled garage we have a 2007 Honda Shadow Spirit 750. We have this 2011 Honda Fury. We have a 2018 Softail Heritage, and we have a 2019 Road King Special. So those of you who ride, what would you suspect is the best daily rider? Give you a moment to kind of think about that. And then I'm going to break each of them down a little bit for you. Alright, so my 2007, that sounds kind of weird. My 2007 Honda Shadow Spirit. You know, that's a nice little bike for zipping around town. It's got the saddlebags on it. I can throw my lunchbox in it. You know, that's another thing. What do you have to haul around? I'm a little cramped up on it, so there's some pros and cons with that. I typically don't ride that on the daily. Now, I typically don't ride Mrs. Two-Wheeled's 2018 Heritage either, and she doesn't ride daily as well. And why am I running over all of these bumps? There's another one. You know, that wouldn't be too bad. And the Road King, just for what I do, so I have about a 10-minute commute to my workplace. Now, I typically was riding the Road King daily, and even though I had the Honda Shadow in the garage, I was still riding the Road King daily. And I asked myself, why am I putting all these short distance miles on my Road King? You know, I'm not even hardly getting up to operating temperature, and I'm shutting the bike off. And plus, I know that's hard on a battery, and as you guys know and have seen, that we need some new batteries in the two-wheeled garage for all these bikes, this bike included. But that bike works really nice for daily commuting because it's got the saddlebags. I can throw my lunchbox in. I can throw, you know, this time of the year, I can put my leather chaps in. I ride with leather in the morning because it's like 30 to 35 degrees. And then when I leave, it is like 45 to 50, and I'm like, I don't need them. Kind of like now, it's almost 60 degrees and I didn't put my leather on. It's a little chilly. So it all depends on what you got to haul, but that's become my daily now with the fall season and the cold temps, because it has a windshield. I throw my leather on, I got storage, and I don't have to wear a backpack. So that leads me to this 2011 Honda Fury. And the Fury is what's going to get my vote. So compare your answer to what I answered. And I say this 2011 Honda Fury is my daily rider, well, because it has been since getting it in the early part of July. I've ridden this motorcycle more daily than any other motorcycle in our garage, and a lot of it is because I can stretch out on this bike. It has a nice power band. Like, I feel like I can have some power. It's fun to ride. It turns heads. People at my workplace, they know when I'm working because they see this bike parked there, and they pretty much know when I'm working anyways because I'm the only one that rides. The downfall is I have to wear a backpack. So I carry my lunch in a backpack, and I got a couple big stainless water bottles that I carry with me. And that's probably the downfall with this being a daily rider, is lack of storage. But I've kind of got used to the backpack. It doesn't fit very well over my leather jacket, but if I have this Sherpa line flannel that I'm wearing now on, it's not too bad. But yeah, I just feel like, I don't know, like if I want to just crack the throttle, I can. I mean, this bike has plenty of power, and like I've said in other videos, it's as fun to ride as any Harley I have ever ridden. And I've ridden a few other ones other than what's in our garage. So I would say the Honda Fury is a good daily motorcycle. A good motorcycle to ride on the daily. If you have a commute, even if you have like a half-hour ride to work or whatever the case, whatever you're doing, I still think it's good. I've taken this out for more than an hour at a time and have been comfortable. You know how this one's set up, it doesn't have any other position for your feet, which I've been comfortable enough in that amount of time, in like an hour time. The seat's not too bad. This bike has a riser on the bar, so that kind of helps bring everything up a little bit more. And you know, I'm kind of at a perfect stance, so throw the backpack on, I let it rest on the small little, there is no rear pillion, but it's part of the rider seat, and I just kind of let it ride on there a little to take the pressure off my shoulders. But yeah, it works pretty well for daily riding. And the service on this bike is a lot less costly to do. There's actually, to me, it seems like there's a little less maintenance to do than on the Harleys. So putting the miles on this bike, changing the oil, you know, this is something I can change the fluids on by myself, no problem. And that's why it gets my daily vote. Or my daily vote. Yeah, I vote daily to ride this bike. No, I put the miles on this bike. It's a cheaper bike to put the miles on. Operating temp, I don't really feel is as important on a bike like this versus a big touring bike. I know I'm probably wrong on that, but that's my logic and reasoning. So that's just based on what's in the two-wheeled garage. The Honda Shadow would also be a good daily rider. Now, I've done videos where I have bashed the Honda Shadow a little bit by how it's not a good cruiser. That's pretty subjective. That's probably like a 50%, you know, like depending on the day and how I feel. Like if I did a video like that again, I would maybe tweak some things again, because I mean, it's a pretty good diverse motorcycle. It's just not the best for me. And you know, I bought some extended forward controls for it from Scoop Mods. They've been sitting in the box for, oh boy, probably like 2 years. I think I bought them 2 falls ago, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna put these on over winter. It's been at least a year, and I have not put them on, because then it would at least extend me forward, and Mrs. Two-Wheeled, maybe. Now that I was completely interrupted and my camera died, I'm going to leave that in there too. I didn't even really check my battery. I knew I had a new battery in my camera, but apparently it was only going to record for about, I don't know, 10-12 minutes. So hopefully this camera battery, good thing I grabbed an extra one. I only grabbed one, so we'll see how this is. But I totally forgot where I was, because while I was at it, I took my daily photo for riding and a thumbnail photo where I was pulled over. But I was somewhere around explaining these forward controls that I bought, and yeah, they're still sitting in the box. I don't know, part of me is, it's like, okay, I got these forwards to put on to ride the Honda Shadow more, but would it make me ride it more? And would it just be better to leave them off? And I bought them to put on, but I kind of think, okay, well, I don't think our oldest is really showing interest in riding. She doesn't really say anything. Our youngest has interest, but she's only 11, so it might be a little bit before she actually gets on that Honda Shadow. And do I want to keep that Honda Shadow around? I've talked about, you know, just parting ways with it, but I know some of you here really like it, and you're probably missing it because it's been a few videos ago since I have ridden that. But I think that would be a lot better daily rider for me if I did extend the forward, or did extend the controls forward more. All right, what's going on here? Why? What are you doing? They have a stop sign, dude. Wow. And he just kind of pulls over in there. He had Arizona license plates, so I give him that. But geez, you can't just stop on the road. They had a stop sign, and I could clearly, and I know that, but you could clearly see that stop sign there. Glad the front brakes on this thing work, because I still haven't fixed the rear brakes. So if anybody knows, since we're talking about that, what size of little piston that a, what is that, DJX, I don't even know what that's called, whatever that is, for the master cylinder for the rear, I got to replace that. I just got to open it up and figure it all out. But anyways, that's a winter project. I've been kind of putting some things off for winter, and maybe I will do some of those for videos this winter. You know, when I'm recording this, it's the last weekend in October, and our time on Two Wheels is getting limited. And I have all of the Black Hills from Labor Day footage to bring to you, but I've been kind of holding off on publishing that, or editing and publishing. I haven't even edited, just so I can carry that into the end of the year type thing, use it when I can't be out riding, and limit the amount of time we take off from making videos this winter. What is your daily riding motorcycle, or what motorcycle is best to ride daily? There, I think that's what the title is going to be, something on that order. What this video is about, or what do you feel is? Maybe you don't have it. What do you feel it is? Or maybe you're looking to start riding. What are you looking at? What kind of riding do you plan to do? Do you want to do all kinds of different rides? Do you want to go on like 4, 5, 6, I don't know, 1,000 mile, so 4, 5, 600, or 1,000 mile ride distances and ride to work? Because you might want to consider a different motorcycle. If you plan to do 100 miles or less every time you ride, that I feel is going to be a different motorcycle as well. That's why we have 4 of them in the garage. I feel like if you had just one wrench in the garage, yeah, you could have an adjustable wrench, and that would work for most things. But you know, sometimes it just doesn't work the best. You got to have a different kind of wrench. You know what I mean? Or a hammer. Sometimes you just need a BFH and not just a little like picture hanging hammer. It's the same with motorcycles. I feel you just need different tools in the garage. I don't know why this thing's talking to me. Cancel. Apparently my helmet's on yet. That's weird. Had my helmet on last weekend. It's just been sitting. Hey, Cody. But I think that's probably kind of sums it up. You got my opinion. In our garage, the Honda Fury gets my vote for the best daily rider. You know, if I were to pick one motorcycle out of the garage to keep, I would pick my Road King. Like, if I could only have one motorcycle for a daily rider, I would keep the Road King because I like going on longer distance rides. So that's the one that would have to stay for me. And I know Mrs. TwoWheeled would pick her bike too. I don't know, maybe she'd pick my Road King. I don't know what order I'm going to put these videos in, but we recorded a video and maybe I should post that one first. So let's do that. So you saw Mrs. TwoWheeled riding the Road King, and it kind of seems like she likes it, so we'll see what happens there. That's been my bike. That'd be weird for that to be her bike, because I've put all the miles on that bike until we went on that ride, and I put the miles on her bike at the same time, so equally I've ridden those amount of miles, but I always keep track of my miles ridden every year, and this year will be the most miles I have ever ridden, and that makes a difference in the daily riding too. So yeah, maybe this is just a bunch of rambling by now. So with that, if you are new to the channel, this happens to be your first video, you like motorcycles, be sure to go down there, give this video a big thumbs up first, subscribe, go over, click that bell so you are notified for all notifications, posts, videos, all these updates that we do, and leave us a comment down below. I gave you enough to give a comment. And then come back next week, we should have a video, and if we don't, it's winter time and we will eventually have a video. Just depends on when you're watching this. Anyways, ride safe if you ride, and until next time, two-wheeled friends, peace out, and we will see you on the next one. Bye bye.